Big Boy Pants Golf just 3 days ago pointed out that the Golf Channel should have held back on doing an episode on the President's Cup because they knew a lot of guys were going to jump ship to LIV Golf Tour. But they did the episode anyway. In today's episode of Big Boy Pants Golf, let's look at who is going to be at the President's Cup on the international team in just a few weeks.
Honorbahn.
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 Honorbahn Lahiri.
Honorbahn.
I took some heat in the comment section of my last video for busting on Travis Fulton for repeatedly mispronouncing Joaquin Niemann's first name as Joaquin, and then going on to mispronounce a bunch of other players' names. This was fair. We can always do better. So I learned their names, and the point I want to make is, imagine if Honorbahn Lahiri, Mark Leishman, and Cameron Smythe were still on the international team for the President's Cup. Then the odds wouldn't be plus 500 and probably dropping because now it's just a state of complete chaos. Trevor Immelman has to pick two more players, not just have the 8 plus 4. Now it's 6 plus another captain's picks of 6, or does he just take 2 more down the list? Let's go into this situation a little further and figure out who Trevor Immelman should pick based on this goopy mess that's left over. I mean, it's just melted ice cream and you're just trying to shove it into a jar and pretend it's edible. Sung Jae Im, still there, still on the team. He's the top guy on the international team's point list now that Cameron Smythe is gone. He debuted at Royal Melbourne and has a 1-1-1 record, which is actually pretty good considering the international team loses pretty much every time. Shocking to everyone, including Big Boy Pants Golf, is the fact that Hideki Matsuyama is still on the PGA Tour. Maybe he'll bolt after the President's Cup, but there's all these rumors of him getting a $400 million deal. I don't know what to make of this, but I do know all the Japanese golfers that were on a team before, they're gone. No Hideki, no Japan team. You've all been Godzilla'd. Tom Kim will be on the team. He won the Wyndham Championship and has played his way to his first President's Cup. It's amazing this guy is now 21st in the world, which means actually probably more like 30th or 35th, but all the guys like DJ Bryson and Brooks, they've lost their official world golf ranking points. A little bit of a hollow victory, but good on you, Tom Kim. You can really start to see the lack of depth of the international team once you get to Corey Connors, who's 25th. He's on the team, not a captain's pick. He's 25th in the world, and this is with this whole watered-down official world golf rankings. Some key points about Corey Connors. He'll be a rookie, and he's going to try to be one of the leaders on the team and lead more by example. He hasn't won since the 2019 Valero Texas Open, but he's a consistently strong player who can get it done in match play. And to show this, Golf Week points out that he finished 3rd at the WGC Dell Technologies match play in March, and he had a tie for 5th at the BMW Championship. Luckily, they've got Adam Scott on the team. He's also a lock. Unfortunately, he's got a losing record. He's 16, 22, and 6. This YouTube video was my first introduction to the next guy, Mito Pereira. If you watch that YouTube video, Mito Pereira does indeed have a powerful sound and impact. While this article tries to spin it like Mito finished in the top 10 of the PGA Championship, we all know he blew it on the 18th, double bogey, misses the playoff by a stroke, cost me $300 in my pool. Number 9, K.H. Lee should probably automatically be in. He's won back-to-back Byron Nelsons. The interesting one is number 10, Eric Van Rooyen. He has been having chronic neck problems and keeps on withdrawing from tournaments. The Open Championship, the 3M Open, not a lock. So out of the top 10, we only have 7 because of the 2 guys going to LIV and with Eric Van Ruyen's neck injury. So we still need 5 more guys from this list, and you can't rely on Lahiri or Leishman because they're also going to the LIV Golf Tour. Slim Pickens. Even the Golf Channel puts out an article noting how little Trevor Immelman has to work with. The author of this article is just throwing spaghetti at the wall. Do you think it matters if Carl Yuan of China, Cam Davis of Australia, or Minwoo Lee make it on the team? Do you think any of those guys will make any difference? It won't make any difference, especially when you consider Kevin Kisner, who may be the last pick on the U.S. side, is 29th in the world. So remember, Corey Connors was 25th, and he was one of the locks for the international team. One of the captain's picks for the U.S. side could be Kevin Kisner, 29th in the world, probably the highest ranked guy on the team this year. So what's the solution? Before I give you the solution, let's keep in mind that the President's Cup constantly touts itself for its charitable givings. The players who play in the President's Cup don't make any money, but they do get $150,000 given in their name to a charity. Here's JordanSpiethGolf.com pointing out all the charitable contributions the President Cup has made, and now it's up to more than $54.4 million according to the President's Cup website. $54.4 million sure seems like a lot of money. But how much did the PGA Tour profit from all these events? I'm not talking about how much they give away, but how much was the gross amount that the PGA Tour made? And remember, the PGA Tour made the President's Cup because the PGA of America is the one who profits with the European Tour, now DP World Tour, off the profits from the Ryder Cup. So the PGA Tour was like, hey, we need one of these exhibitions so that we can stockpile some loot. And then once the LIV Tour starts, we'll pump some of the reserves out to the players to keep them around as much as we can to, maybe buy their loyalty. This is the Bleacher Report pointing out that the President's Cup generates millions for PGA Tour and charity. The President's Cup does not have the history and tradition of the biennial Ryder Cup matches. It has, however, done a very good job of creating a money-making machine. And best of all, it doesn't have to share with anyone else. In an interview, Steve Mona, CEO of the World Golf Foundation, estimates the 2013 President's Cup will generate 40 to 50 million in revenue for Central Ohio. That's 2013. How much is the PGA Tour going to generate in revenue in 2022? Keeping in mind that the PGA Tour boasts about donating $54.4 million to charity via the President's Cup, but also noting that in 2013 alone, the PGA Tour made $40 to $50 million. Let's just recognize this as the cash grab it is, and the fact it's just an exhibition. So the goal should be to entertain everyone and make a lot of money. Because it's all about the money, PGA Tour. Don't deny it. There's no history or prestige with this event. So, with money making and entertainment as top priorities, not a victory by either side, and noting we cannot strengthen the international team. This is one of the worst teams you've ever seen in any sport. So keeping in mind, it isn't important who wins this exhibition. What matters is that the fans are entertained and that the PGA Tour makes a lot of money. So, knowing that you cannot strengthen the international team, you saw the options out there. The solution is to weaken the American team. 2 or 3 of the captain's picks should be used on Tom Brady Aaron Rodgers, and either John Daly or Charles Barkley. Folks, we are just a little over 200 subscribers away from hitting 3,000 subscribers. And here's a fun fact for you.
Otaegi.
Otaegi in Spanish means subscribe.